It's day 4 of production week for Vero Beach Opera's Don Giovanni. Today we learn about each character, plus we take a trip through costumes, and we hear our chorus for the first time.
Donna Anna is a noble woman. She's from a really good family. She just lost her father, El Commendatore, and she was Don Giovanni was trying to do bad things to her. She's a very strong character. She gathers the whole, noble people and the aristocrats to go get that man who killed her father. She's strong-willed. She, you never see her lose it until the end, where you see her heart. Actually, she doesn't want to hurt anyone, and she asks God for forgiveness for the bad things that she feels.
Donna Elvira. She is the quintessential scorned woman. She has been abandoned, she has been betrayed, and I feel that everybody knows what that feels like at some point, especially women. And honestly, this opera, even though it is about Don Giovanni, it really is more like Leporello's story, if I'm being honest, because it's like his master's last day. That's technically what it is, because he's the only one who sticks around. So in the story, Don Giovanni has been through thousands of women. It doesn't matter, he just loves women. He's never been with a woman longer than one day, until he meets Donna Elvira. He was with her for 3 days. So he promises to marry her, and we don't know if he actually married her or if he left her at the altar. We have no idea. Maybe it could have just been a promise, and obviously it didn't mean anything to him, but it means a lot to her, because she's a donna, so she's like of a nobility, so she has like a lot more to lose. Some productions have her very religious, because she's Spanish. She comes from this noble family, and what happens is, if women did not get married properly or did not have a child in like a marriage, like out of wedlock, they got sent to the convent. And that was like the modern day, the back then equivalent of going to the asylum. So she has a lot to lose, and she runs across the entire country, from Burgos to Seville, to go and find him. There's no planes, there's no trains, there's no internet, there's no phones. She just finds him. She's kind of the perfect match for the Don, because she is the abandoned woman, and he abandons so many women. But at the end of the day, what he's left with is abandonment. So it's kind of like he's met his match, but he's not interested in it. Yeah. She's kind of a cool character. I love her. So.
Mazzetto's a little bit of simpleton. Local village boy marrying his girl of his dreams, Zerlina. And the Don happens to get a little involved, trying to steal her away from me. Not too happy about that, understandably. Yeah. That's Mazzetto. Very simple, a typical everyday man that has to deal with a pretty messed up person.
My name is Evelyn Saavedra, and I play Zerlina, and she's a young woman who is, she's interrupted during her wedding day or during her wedding day festivities by the Don Giovanni, who tries to seduce her and take her away from Mazzetto, and then he's not successful, actually, and then at the end she comes back with all the ladies and for revenge. So yeah.
To me, Don Ottavio is actually a pretty interesting character. I know that a lot of people find him to be somewhat vanilla, but for me, I think what's very interesting about him is his sense of right and wrong. He's a very unclouded character, in my opinion, which can lead him to be a little two-dimensional sometimes. However, I think if you think about when this opera is written for in the context of those times, he has so much pressure around him to kind of dole out vengeance. And he is somebody who's like, no, we have right on our side. And that is going to win the day.
He is Don Giovanni's henchman. He goes with him everywhere Don Giovanni is. He also keeps track of all of his conquests and all of his deeds. So he knows where the bodies are buried. That's Leporello.
Don Giovanni is a rich man, and he thinks he can get away with everything in life, but he cannot. He's a horrible womanizer. He's a big liar, and also he thinks he's invincible, but he's not. He killed the commendatore. He's Donanna's father, and karma is coming to him to cut him because he's doing a lot of bad things to many women. But karma exists, so wait until the end.
So the first thing I do when I hear that I'm going to costume a show is I research the show. The second thing I do is I contact the director and find out what period he's going to use. Then I wait for casting. Once casting has happened, which this year was in August, we had this cast in August. So I get measurements from everybody, and then I start working on putting together a costume plot. My philosophy about costumes for a character on stage is it should feel very comfortable for them. I don't want them having to shift and pull things up and making sure this scarf is not falling down or whatever. The costume should fit perfectly, and it should be comfortable for them so that they can focus on the singing and acting, not on the costume.
And you're rushing, la 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 la. 1, 2. Keep it,